This is Sam Weigel with V1 Rotate, coming to you from EAA Airventure in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. The Oshkosh Flying and Air Show has been a staple of summer for pilots and aviation enthusiasts for many years. The EAA Flying and Convention started in Milwaukee in 1953, moved to Rockford, Illinois in 1958, and found its present home at Whitman Regional Airport in 1970. The show has grown by leaps and bounds since then, to where the convention grounds cover much of the airport. Since 1998, the slick corporate name has been Airventure, but most of us just still call it Oshkosh. For many of my friends who are heavily involved in general aviation, and especially the experimental, vintage, and warbird scenes, Oshkosh is the central event of their year, and they wouldn't miss it for the world. Oshkosh is many things to many people. To start with, it's the world's largest fly-in, and for 1 week every July, Whitman Regional is the world's busiest airport. Flying your own airplane into Oshkosh should be on every pilot's bucket list. Astonishingly, you do so without ever talking to air traffic control. You just follow an airplane up some railroad tracks, wait until Fisk approach calls the green and white Cessna or whatever you're flying, rock your wings to acknowledge, and do what they say. Of course, not everyone reads the NOTAM, and sometimes it turns into a real shit show, but honestly, that's all part of the fun. If you bring your A-game, fly sharp, and land right on your assigned dot, you'll have a lot of seasoned pilots applauding you.
Nicely done, sir.
Of course, if you suck and screw up, there's a big audience for that too. Many people get to the show early expressly for the purpose of a few days' entertainment watching the arrival circus. The general public best knows Oshkosh as an air show, and it is, for about 4 hours every afternoon. I'll be honest, I have a very love-hate relationship with the air show. It's usually my least favorite part of Oshkosh, and I often use this time to relax in camp or visit a suddenly quiet part of the grounds. I'm just not a big fan of high horsepower acts noisily beating the air into submission to the accompaniment of loudspeakers blaring inane commentary or soundtracks of variable taste, generally while I'm hanging with my friends and trying to talk airplanes. But that said, there are always some cool unique acts I enjoy, generally involving graceful aerobatics and classic airplanes. The warbird passes and flyovers are pretty great, some cool military metal usually shows up, and occasionally there's something really special, like say a heritage flight with an F-35, a P-51, and an A-1 Skyraider. The one display I never miss is the Wednesday night air show. It gets better every year and more popular. It always includes some favorite acts like Aeroshell T-6s and concludes with one of the most spectacular fireworks shows you'll see anywhere. The air show may bring the daily masses to Airventure, but for those who come year after year, Oshkosh is still the Experimental Aircraft Association's annual convention. There is a ton to do and see and learn for those who build, restore, and fly home-built, vintage, and warbird aircraft, and those with an interest in them. At Oshkosh, you can join a type club, talk to the world's foremost subject matter experts, and see many fine examples of these aircraft. You can attend free workshops to learn metalworking or welding or fabric covering, sit in on a warbird history symposium, or choose from nearly 1,000 forums covering a wide variety of topics. Even if you don't plan to fly anything more esoteric than a Piper Seminole, I guarantee you'll learn a ton about aviation. At the very least, you'll pick up something to talk about with the old duffers at your home airport. But none of this should obscure the fact that what Oshkosh has really become is general aviation's largest trade show and sales bazaar. Now, this is not NBAA or Farnborough or Paris. The focus here is still on GA, but pretty much all of aviation is in attendance. You've got the titans like Boeing and Airbus, heavy hitters like Piper and Cirrus, every small niche aircraft and kit plane manufacturer in existence, the airlines, the military, and aviation universities and training schools. There are thousands of exhibitors selling every conceivable thing crammed into 4 giant hangars and a sea of tents. Oshkosh is where new designs are rolled out and bleeding-edge technology is unveiled. Deals are inked and announced here. The biggest names in aviation rub elbows in hospitality tents and off-site parties. This is why a trip to Oshkosh can be not just a fun excursion for the new or aspiring professional pilot, but can also help your career. Everyone is here. If you're looking for a flight school or university, you can talk to them all before spending the time and money to visit the ones you're interested in. If you're looking for a job, all the national and regional airlines and large fractionals have recruiters here, and most of them are conveniently located in a single tent. Even if you're not at the college or job application stage yet, it's never too early to start establishing those relationships. And this, I think, is the real career value of Oshkosh. You meet so many people in every area of aviation. It's a great place to turbocharge your networking. Which is not to say that a visit to Oshkosh isn't without its downsides. There's the crowds, the heat and humidity, the fierce Wisconsin thunderstorms. Did I mention the crowds? It can be pretty overwhelming. I can't stand the loudspeakers, and sometimes the airplane noise can be a bit much. Wait, forget I said that. I love airplane noise. The Fisk arrival will scare you senseless the first time, especially if you have ADS-B in. You'll walk 5 or 10 miles every day and your feet will cry out for mercy. You'll eat more brats and cheese curds than the USDA yearly allowance, and first year FOMO will get you and you'll make the mistake of trying to see everything and you'll fail miserably. If you don't like camping, housing and transportation is a pain in the ass. If you do like camping, it's pretty neat to do so under the wing of your own airplane. Otherwise, you'll be cheek to jowl in Camp Scholler. It's a fun scene, but a bit less than idyllic.
Why are you taping me?
And for all this and more, I love Oshkosh. Along with the Airventure Cup race, which immediately precedes it, Oshkosh has become the highlight of my summer. When I was young and couldn't get enough of aviation, it was mostly about the airplanes. But now, it's all about the people. My aviation friends scattered all over the country and the world, some of whom I see but once a year, right here at Oshkosh. I consider Oshkosh to be aviation's family reunion. And like many family reunions, it's big and messy and noisy. It's a celebration of all that binds together our brotherhood of the air. If you've never been, and especially if you're building flight time anyway, why not plan a pilgrimage for next summer? Just fly to Wisconsin, pick a plane to follow up the tracks, and land on the green dot.
Thanks for watching. For more great content for new and aspiring professional pilots, join me here at flyingmag.com every first and third Friday of the month.